I retraced my steps along the sidewalk that bordered the lake. The black water was empty of reflections, and still, but for tiny silvery wakes from where the water rippled. The twin fountains were locked in rainbow position as they had been before, even though no one was around to admire them. From the lake's edge, I could make out the glint of yellow police tape wrapped around the forklift and propped up by beams of rebar staked into the ground. The crime scene. The tape sagged in the middle, flapped lazily, a symbol of impotence, keeping nothing back. The construction equipment lay scattered around in forlorn disuse. In the dark, they were like giant sleeping livestock. My eyes adjusted to the lack of light, and I saw the rolls of sod within the tape's boundaries. There was a gap in the sod where one roll was missing, the way it had been when they found Eddie. I stopped before going any further. My heart was pounding. It was beginning to dawn on me that I was in a forbidden place. It wasn't my illegal entry into the country club that made it taboo, and I didn't need to step over the line of tape that said, "Police, do not cross." Eddie's murder had given this site its black magic. I was in the killer's realm. Something hidden was in the air, something alive and electric. It filled me with fear, but I can't deny that the fear was exhilarating. It was like being in high school again and arriving at the big dance, knowing that inside that gym or banquet hall or wherever was the person of your dreams. All you had to do was confront them. There was that same heightened level of feeling that something could happen, but it would be up to you to make it happen. I knew that serial killers sometimes return to the site of their crimes, and I understood in that moment why they prized the location of their unspeakable acts so much. Why they would risk everything to go back again. They wanted the energy. They craved the vibrations that lingered upon the place where a soul had paid the ultimate price. Sometimes, upon return, they would even masturbate. I knew then, as if the night was giving me the insight through osmosis, that the true purpose of nights like these was to cloak the night walker, to possess them with the darkness, to shield them from unbelievers. That a killer could receive some kind of divine protection in order to climax on such a lack of remorse. This idea sickened me. My teeth began to chatter. I was afraid. I walked right up to the line, a thin strip of yellow police tape, but I did not cross it. I didn't go snooping for clues. I didn't get out my magnifying glass and inspect the sod for bloodstains. Didn't dust for prints. I knew nothing about forensics or about crime scene investigating. I imagined it took a great deal of patience and foreknowledge, and I only felt rushed. I kept looking over my shoulder, positive that someone was coming, but who could it be? The cops? Had they left the gate open on purpose? Did they have the same thought as I did, that the killer might come back? Were they somewhere out in the copious shadow watching me right now? Or still, what if it was the killer that had come back? The one who was meant to utilize the night's design? What would he think of me stomping on his holy ground? My feet pounded the pavement as I hurried back to my car. Only a misplaced sense of embarrassment kept me from breaking into a dead sprint. It was ridiculous. I was a kid again, rushing out of the room after turning off the light, scared of the dark. I got in my car and started the engine and pulled out of the lot with the same kind of haste. On the drive home, I watched through my windshield as the sleepy town of St. George came into focus. The lights outside the buildings and in front of the houses looked like corpses of enemy invaders, impaled and set on fire. And I wondered if whether or not, at that very moment, somewhere out there, in some quiet neighborhood, the flame of a streetlight was casting the shadow of a prowler onto the empty sidewalk.